I've wanted to do some fit girl beauty tips for a while because I've been in the fitness industry for about 4.5 years now, and I've also been a licensed cosmetologist for about 6. So I know my way around the fitness and beauty scene, so I thought I'd share some different things with you guys that you might find helpful or interesting. I wanted to start with a few things that I can't show you that I just wanted to tell you about. First one is microblading, where they'll take individual strands of hair, or what looks like individual strands of hair, and do bladed lines. So that usually lasts for about a year before you need a touch-up. It's really helpful if you're super short on time and you don't want to wake up and do your eyebrows every day. I did mine specifically because I have some big scars in my eyebrows, and it makes it really difficult to just wake up and roll out of bed because I have these big holes. Got both my sessions done. You have to do a first one and a touch-up one, and then you give yourself about a year till you need another one done. Great tip if you're trying to save time and you still want to look good, because let's be honest, not all of us have the time to do our makeup every morning. Tip number 2, Brazilian blowouts. They are a smoothing treatment for your hair. If you have stick straight, silky hair, this probably isn't for you, but I have very curly, frizzy, unruly hair, and it's something that helps me a ton because it really smooths your cuticle down for your hair and makes it so drying time is shorter. For me, it makes it so I don't get kinks from my ponytail. My hair right now, it's really straight, it's pretty smooth. I slept on it like this, I woke up like this, and it's great if you want your hair to look good with no fuss, no maintenance. Tip 3, something that's a little taboo for people to talk about, but let's be honest, it's a lot more frequent than people think, is Botox. Yes, I have had Botox done in one spot on my face, but it's something that has bothered me forever, and I finally got it done, and I love it because I can happy smile as much as I want without feeling like I have all these little lines in my face. I'll show you a quick little before and after. It's pretty impressive. So all I've had done is right here around my face. It's something that makes me feel better about myself. It's something that I feel like makes me look better. You can't tell, my face isn't frozen, nothing like that. It's actually pretty minimal, pretty easy to do. It hurts a little bit, but not too much, so I can happy smile, and I don't have all these super deep lines. The other tips for you guys that I have today, I will show you, and then I'm also going to show you how I do my 5-minute makeup. And I'm going to show you some of the products that make my life a little bit easier. With wipes, like face wash wipes, feminine wipes, baby wipes, they're fantastic. I keep face wash wipes in my gym bag. I have baby wipes at home for whatever I need them for. Feminine hygiene wipes are always nice too for when you don't quite get a chance to shower. This is not dry shampoo, even though a lot of us love dry shampoo. It's fantastic. This is actually root spray. So I have naturally blonde hair and I have jet black hair. I also used this when my hair was falling out really bad when I was sick. I would pull my hair up in a ponytail and you could see chunks of missing hair. So I used this to kind of help fight that thin hair look, so it's something worth a try. This brand is Watercolors. It's by Tressa. So Tressa is actually what I use for my color spot. Next, spot treatment. Most of us get little breakouts here and there, whether it's that time of month or just from stress or just life in general. This is one I found that works really well. I can post the link to it on the caption below. But it's the Scar Zone Acne Cream. I just put a couple dots on before I go to bed at night, and it helps clear those up pretty quickly. Next, eyebrow stuff. I hate tweezing. I have tons and tons of eyebrows. I would have a full caterpillar if I didn't tweeze. So I like to use the little brushes, and I'll show you how these work when I do my 5-minute makeup. But you take the little brushes, brush them up, take your little bathroom scissors, these are the best, and trim up any excess ones. And then these little razors, I'll post the link for these too, are great for doing in between, around, and if you're careful you can even do them underneath. Just close your eye. And then if you have any little baby hairs that drive you nuts, you can use it all over your face. One thing I really like to keep handy with me, I throw it in my purse or in my car, is the Laura Mercier. There's tons of other brands of these, but I love Laura Mercier. It is their translucent powder. So I tend to get really oily at work, at the gym, whatever. If I need to look a little bit better, I'll just take a little bit of the powder and just kind of blot it on wherever I need. It's not a foundation, so it's not going to make it look like you have makeup on. It just helps get rid of that excess oil and kind of flatten things out. Something else that makes my life so much easier is having one little makeup kit condensed of stuff I use every day. I'm sure you're like me and have tons and tons of makeup you don't always use. I'll go ahead and show you what's in here, and then I will show you how I do my quick makeup. I have my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Powder. This is all I wear in the summer and I absolutely love it. This and some mascara. The Too Faced Born This Way Liquid Foundation and a beauty blender. I have a dark blush and I have a light blush, blush brush, eyelash primer. This stuff is amazing. This particular one is from Lancome. The mascara I use is just the Maybelline Falsies. Eyeliner, angled brush, an eyeshadow brush, Tarte brow wand. I use the Urban Decay eyeshadows. So Virgin, YDK, and Lost are my go-tos. Contour, bases, foundation, blush, eyeliner, eyeshadow, mascara. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys how I do my super quick makeup routine. I've had a lot of people ask me how I do my makeup, so I'm gonna show you. It normally takes me about 5 minutes to do a full night out's worth of makeup, but I'm going to slow things down, walk you through all the steps, and give you a little idea of how to do some quick fit girl makeup. First, and maybe one of the most important steps, is to get all of your makeup off. Trying to put makeup on top of makeup is never an easy thing. I like to use a makeup remover face wash. My favorite at the moment is the Philosophy Purity one. And then I also use a Clairsonic brush. If you've never used one of these things, these are amazing. Before I do my makeup, I'm going to show you guys kind of how I do my brows and do them quick and easy. Brow brush, scissors. Awesome for doing your brows. Just brush them up. Kind of snip off any of the longer ones, any of the ones that don't want to lay down. It's pretty easy and straightforward with my brows since they are microbladed. It makes things so much easier and faster. After I trim the longer ones, I just go through with a eyebrow razor and clean up any of the little hairs underneath and all around. These are awesome instead of using tweezers because they take about half the time. Which time, when you have a busy schedule, can be one of the most important things. You can obviously use this for any part of your face too. If you have little fuzzy white hairs that you want to get rid of, just really lightly go over anything. Let's start with our base. I already showed you kind of what's in my everyday makeup kit, but I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, and I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I actually just put them both on at once because this is my little 5-minute makeup routine. Now that I have my tinted moisturizer and my primer on, I'm going to go ahead and use my liquid foundation and my little makeup sponge. Get these wet beforehand. Doesn't take a ton. The only part I try to avoid with this is my eyebrows because I don't want to put heavy foundation over the top of my eyebrows. Make sure you blend your neck. And I just take the little pointed end of the beauty blender and make sure I get it under my eyes. So that just gives me a nice even coverage all over, instead of spending who knows how long trying to contour. What I use instead is the Cocoa Contour Palette from Too Faced. Instead of going through and doing a full contour, I just mix the warm and the cool brown, and I do everywhere that I want some low lights to kind of bring in those cheeks a little bit. And I do a little for my face. Obviously, exactly where you're going to contour is going to be different based on your facial structure. This is just where I prefer to put mine. And I like the powder because it blends easy on top of the liquid foundation. And you don't end up with any like heavy lines, you don't have any lines around your chin. Then I make sure to kind of like brush the brush off pretty well. Then I go through with just the flat white and do my highlights. Just do a little on the top of my cheekbones and then on the bridge of my nose. Just make sure everything is kind of blended, and so that just adds a little more depth to your face than just a solid foundation without having to spend all the time to do like liquid contouring and blending and all of that. After I have my foundation and my light contouring, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeshadow. I always start with my darkest, go with my medium, and then my light. I prefer the Urban Decay ones. I use Lost for my darkest, I used YDK for my middle, and then I use Virgin for my outsides. Make sure to tap your brushes off so you don't get any fallout on your face. The dark I just do in the creases. I'm not too worried about making this blend right now because I'm going to use the other ones to kind of blend it. I'm going to take my second color, kind of wipe off the darker color, start at the bottom and kind of go around it. And then finish with your light one, again kind of wipe it off, get a good amount on there, tap it off so you have no excess. I just kind of highlight my brows. You can go all the way in if you like kind of having a little highlight there. Then I just make sure that it blends with my outside. If you want it to have a little more of like a smoky evening look, you can always go through and add a tiny bit more dark, just right in those creases. After you have your eyeshadow where you want it, go ahead and do your eyeliner. I just use a waterproof eyeliner stick. Horrible with a stick, so I go through and smudge it when I'm done. So I just add a light little layer along my lash line, and then a little bit on my waterline, kind of halfway through underneath. And just kind of pull that out. I don't worry too much about if this looks perfect because like I said, I'm going to go through and smudge it anyways. So I just take the other side of the brush that I was using for my eyeshadow, and it's a nice little angled brush. And I just go through and pull it tight and just kind of blend that in so it gives you a soft line. Just kind of compare both sides, make sure they both look even. So pretty easy, straightforward with that, nice and fast. Before I do my eyelashes, I'm just going to do my brows really quick. Since I have them tattooed on, I don't really need to fuss with them too much. I just use an eyebrow wand. This one's from Tarte. It's the darkest color they have. And I just go over, kind of works just like mascara. It'll kind of cover up any color that I might have gotten on them and then smooth out any of the hairs that are kind of going wherever they please. Even if you don't have your eyebrows microbladed, this is a nice quick alternative to having to do full makeup on your eyebrows if you just want something quick and easy. So with my eyelashes, I'm never going to spend time to do fake eyelashes. They're a nightmare, they're not comfortable, so I use the Lancome Lash Primer. I love it. I've been using it for several years. I just go through and put it on just like I would mascara. And it dries clear, so if you get a little bit anywhere besides your lash, that's fine. I don't like doing it on my bottom lashes because my bottom lashes are pretty long and it makes them kind of look spidery. This will help get any of the ones that kind of curl random directions, ones that don't like to lay right, and it works almost like a hairspray, and it gets them all in a place where you want to be, and then it lengthens them as well. The mascara I use is just the Maybelline Falsies one. And since I have that primer on there, it really doesn't take much effort to just go through. I do it the primer one eye at a time. That way it has a little bit of time to dry before I put mascara on. Alright, so just like that, my eyes are done. Basically almost everything's done. I'm just gonna put on my blush. I use two different ones. I like using a little bit of a darker one to go through kind of like the bottom side of my cheekbones, and then I use a lighter one to kind of blend that into the top and the highlight, and a little bit on my cheeks. Generally, the nicer the blush, the higher the pigment. This is the Becca one. All I use is like a little tap, and that's enough. Don't be afraid to like blend it up into your hairline because you don't want any little lines. And then I use a lighter Sephora one. This isn't as heavily pigmented. It's not quite as inexpensive as a blush. So I can just go through and blend that in and do a little bit on my cheeks. Just like that, I'm done. Here's another look at that in some natural light and a little closer up. It's nothing like crazy spectacular like you see on these makeup pages on Instagram, but it's quick, it looks good, it's easy. Give these a try. Throw some makeup wipes in your gym bag. Find some good products that work for you. Learn how to do a really fast, quick makeup routine. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in comments below. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe, and I will have more up soon.